Hey friends, how you learning? My name is April Strong. Thank you so much for joining me at my channel. Today I want to give you 3 things to think about as you design online learning experiences for your students. This strategy doesn't have a name, so let's go with 1, 2, 3, go. This planning strategy for educational activities and tasks online. No online field trip or screencast tutorial, just 3 tips to help you design engaging learning experiences no matter the platform, program, or site. Let's get to it. 1, 2, 3, go! Number 1, check the advanced settings. Many times we get a general sense how to use the site, and then we learn the rest along the way with our students. That's some of the best learning, in my opinion. Our students can teach us really creative ways to use a site or an application. But before launching an online activity, check the advanced settings. This is like controlling the first impression for your students. Your district may have some settings locked down or required, but if you have the ability to customize the experience for students and ensure safety and ease of use, why not take a few extra moments? Before designing or planning anything, click Settings, then Advanced Settings. Read all the things. Turn buttons on or off to help create the learning environment that best suits the needs for your students. Number 2, touch all the buttons. Sounds funny, but stick with me for a moment. Once you have all of the settings to your liking, and still before you begin designing the lesson, take a moment to explore what every single button, icon, and link does. Your students will, and if you haven't tried all the bells and whistles, how can you accurately guide students in this online learning environment? You're a human. We still have control over the technology, for now. Hover over those icons and see if a pop-up menu appears that will explain the action. Click all the links. Figure out how to comfortably navigate that online learning space so when students have questions or they go wandering, you know how to lead them back to the learning. If you try something and it doesn't work or you don't like whatever action it applied, try the keyboard shortcut Control-Z. This will undo many actions in multiple sites and programs. Or look for the undo icon that looks like a backward arrow. If all else fails, close the program. Start over. As kids, we had no problem using up all of our lives in the latest video game. Fearless trial and error to figure out the learning space. Am I right? Apply that same idea here and level up your knowledge of the site before launching the learning experience for your students. You don't want to miss or overlook features that could bring student engagement to the next level. Number 3, don't press send. Herm Edwards, former NFL player and coach, once said this in a speech to NFL rookies in terms of thinking twice before posting anything online. He was referring to players tweeting and reacting to things on social media. Designing lessons for students online is no different. Don't publish a task until you have a chance to test it from the student view, or at least have somebody else take a look at it. You want to make sure all of the links work and the message is clearly conveyed. When designing lessons, you see the teacher view and probably have access to everything. Checking in student view will allow you to see if the links truly lead your students to the learning and if there are any areas of the task that need to be clarified or simplified. Once you've checked the advanced settings, become familiar with all the icons, and tested the content from the student view, all that's left is to push go. Will your students have questions? Probably. Will they read all the directions before asking all the questions? Maybe, maybe not. But remember how you felt a little unsure when you first entered this online learning environment? You probably benefited from some sort of reassurance once checking and understanding the settings or touching all the buttons. Think about that. Your students may ask a lot of questions because they need reassurance. Reading the directions or not, some learners need to see and hear positive reinforcement to know they're on the right track. So think about how you can help students become familiar with the site before diving into the lesson. If you needed time to learn how to use this site, most likely your students do too. I started this channel because I have so much love for teachers and I wanted to connect with a broader community. Click subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, or leave a comment below. Connect with me on Facebook and Twitter. This is for you. I hope these tips help you design memorable online learning experiences for you and for your students. Hey teacher, you got this. Love, April Strong.